Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm John and I regularly post ukulele tutorials here on YouTube for all different abilities. Today we're going to be looking at how we would work out and play the melody of a song on our ukulele, the part that we'd usually sing. I really believe that being able to work out the melody on our instrument gives us a much better understanding of a song and its structure, and hence makes it much easier to learn. It also helps with being able to play solos on our instrument while other players are strumming the chords. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be using the well-known song You Are My Sunshine. The main reason for this is it has a simple melody and is effectively the same for the verses and the chorus of the song. It essentially has just three chords, C, F and G7, which are quite probably the first chords you ever learnt, and it has a simple 16-bar chord sequence that's repeated throughout, and like the melody is the same for the verse and the chorus. If you're unfamiliar with it, it might be worth checking out my tutorial for the song first, so you can get a good feel for the structure of the song, its chords and melody, and you're happy strumming your way all the way through it. I've linked to the video in the card above and the video description below. So let's have a look at how we would go about working out the melody on our instrument. The first thing I would suggest doing is trying to work out what key the song is in. This will often tell us what notes are likely to be used in the melody and will give us a useful head start. So if you look at my song sheet for the song now on the screen, you'll see there are just three chords in the arrangement: a C or C major chord, an F or F major chord, and lastly a G7 chord. This immediately says to me that the song is in the key of C major for several reasons. One, the first chord in the song is a C, and this is definitely a starting point with determining the key, but is not a perfect solution, because many songs don't necessarily start with the tonic chord or the first chord that the key is built on. Two, a much better way to tell the key from just the chords is to look at the final chord of the song, because almost all songs want to resolve to their home or tonic chord, and as you can see here the song ends with a C as well. And three, the other clue is the other two chords, F and G, or G7 in this case, and these are the other two primary chords in the key of C. They're often referred to as the 4 and the 5 chord. The chords built on the 4th and 5th degrees of the scale of C major. So all of this says to me that we're in the key of C major and that the melody of the song is probably going to use notes based from the C major scale. The good news for us is C is the easiest key, where there are no flat notes or sharp notes, just the natural notes of the C major scale. So C, D, E, F, G, A and B. So at this point it would be good to have an idea of where we can find these notes on the ukulele fretboard. The first note of the scale is a C, and this is the third string from the floor of our ukulele, the C string, played open like so. The second note is a D, and this is played by fretting the second fret of the same string. The third note is an E, and this would be played as the unfretted E string, the second string from the floor. The fourth note is an F that would be played at the first fret of this same string. The fifth note is a G, played at the third fret of the same string, like so. The sixth note would be an A, the open A string, the string nearest the floor. The seventh note would be a B, played at the second fret of this string. And finally we get to another C, an octave higher than the C we started on, at the third fret of this string. So referencing the tablature below, if we played these notes in order as a scale, we would have all the notes of the C major scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. And it's from these notes that we're going to find the notes for the melody of You Are My Sunshine. An important thing to note here before we start is that in the case of this song, we have what is called a pickup before the first bar, and the first three words or syllables of the lyrics always start before the first bar of every verse or chorus and are sung on beats 2, 3 and 4 of what is referred to as the pickup bar, or an anacrusis. So if I was counting the song in, I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You are my, before we land on the first strum or the first beat of bar 1 on the syllable sun of the word sunshine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You are my sunshine. So as I already know that the verses and the chorus melody are effectively the same, the first thing I'm going to do here is strum a C chord for a little bit, and then sing the first line of the chorus, or part of it, over that C chord. I'm doing this just to make sure I'm singing in the correct key and not starting to sing on the wrong note. So, you are my sunshine. So that sounds about right to me. So now I need to find out which note on my ukulele is the first note I sung. And I do this by process of elimination. Firstly, sing the line and try the individual notes of the C major scale until I find the same note I'm singing. So, you are my... in the case of this song, it's actually the C note that's the first note I sing, the first note of the C major scale. So to find the second note of the melody, I do exactly the same thing. I sing the line, then I play the first note on my ukulele that I know is correct, and then try to start finding the other notes of the scale. So, you are my... so it's actually another C, the same note as before. So the first two notes are C. You are... To find the third note, I sing the line again. You are my... Now to my ear, it definitely sounds like the third note is slightly higher in pitch than the last two. So this time I would probably try the next note up in the scale, which is a D. You are my... And yes, that is indeed the note I'm looking for. For the next note, on the first syllable of the word sunshine, it sounds like it's once again a bit higher in pitch. It also sounds to me like the note after it is the same note again. So the same notes on both syllables of the word sunshine. So I will try the next note up in the scale, which is an E, the open string. You are my sunshine. And yep, that's the note I'm looking for both syllables. So now I sing the rest of the line. My only sunshine. And it sounds to me here as though I need to play the same E note again on the word my. My. Then it sounds like it's moving down in pitch to the first syllable of the word only, and then back up again on the second syllable. So I'll try going down to the D, and then back up to the E again for the syllables of only. My only... And yep, that sounds right to me. Then for the word sunshine, it sounds like it's gone down in pitch again, so maybe try going back to D again. My only sun... Oh no, that's not right. Maybe if I try going down to the C instead. My only sunshine. Yes, that sounds much better, and it sounds like I'll also need to play another C on the second syllable of the word sunshine again. So what I have so far: you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. So C, C, D, E, 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 D, E, C, C. So for the next line, we repeat the process and sing the second line and work out which notes they are on our ukulele. Now to my ear, the second line sounds like it's just climbing up a scale and then going back down again. So if I try that on a C and just moving up the scale, you make me happy. That last note isn't right, but everything else sounded good. So maybe if I try playing the A on the open A string instead of the G that I played at the 3rd fret of the E string last time. Yeah, that sounds much better. And now I feel like we need to come back down the scale for the line When Skies Are Grey. It also sounds like it's the same note that we just finished on that we need to start on again. So if I just play the A again, and then come down the scale and play a G at the 3rd fret of the E string, then an F at the 1st fret, and finally the open string, I think the end of that line would sound correct. So what we have so far is this: you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. So C, C, D, E, 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 D, E, C, 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 D, E, F, A, G, F, E. Now to my ear, the third line, "You'll never know, dear, how much I love you," sounds very similar to the second line. So if I try playing the same climb up the scale from C to A, missing the G, "You'll never know, dear." Yeah, that sounds right. And then back down again. "How much I love you." I need one more note for the last word. So maybe the D. "How much I love you." Oh no, that's not right. So maybe try the C. "How much I love you." Yeah, that's much better. It's a C. And now for the final line, "Please don't take my sunshine away." It sounds to me like I need to start on the same C note that we just finished on and then climb a little way up the scale. So, "Please don't take." So C, D, E. "My," which is an F. "Sun." Oh, that's not right. Maybe down to D. "Sunshine." Yeah, and then it sounds like it goes up again, so I'm going to try E. And then, as I said earlier, with almost all songs it will want to resolve to the tonic note, so I'm going to guess that the last note here is a C. Away. So if I sing each line first and then play what I worked out it to be, we would have: "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine." C, C, D, E, 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 D, E, C, C. "You make me happy when skies are grey." C, D, E, F, A, G, F, E. "You'll never know, dear, how much I love you." C, D, E, F, A, G, F, E, C. And then last line, "Please don't take my sunshine away." C, D, E, F, D, D, E, C. So yep, that all sounds correct to me. So if you can work this way through learning a melody and then maybe write it down, or even better memorize it, you'll have the ability of playing the melody part yourself while someone else plays the chords. If you now look at the tablature below, you'll see the first 4 bars with what I've just worked out, with the 3-note pickup bar before it. Note that in bar 4 we effectively play another 3-note pickup that takes us into bar 5, and then the same thing happens again in bar 8, now shown, and then again in bar 12 with just 2 notes this time to take us into bar 13. Now if we were just playing the whole chorus or verse around once, we would stop on the first beat of bar 15 as per the tab here. But if we wanted to play another verse or another chorus, we would play the same 3-note pickup bar in bar 16 that we played at the beginning of the song to take us back round to bar 1 again, like the tablature now shown. So if I just play through this slowly with the tab on the screen, we would have... Being able to pick out a song's melody on your ukulele is a really valuable skill, and the more you do it, the easier it will get for each song you learn. So pick a favourite song of yours, preferably an easy one in the key of C to start with, and see if you can work out the melody for yourself. So that almost brings us to the end of this tutorial. In a moment, in order for you to practice, I'll play through the whole arrangement of You Are My Sunshine with me playing the chords, and also I'll play the melody in a separate video window with the tab on the screen to the first verse and the chorus. I'll then leave you to play the melody with the tab on the screen over my chords for the next verse, chorus and another verse, and then I'll join you once again on the melody for the final chorus. But just before I do, if you found this tutorial helpful or have any questions, please leave a comment, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, as I regularly post video tutorials for ukulele at all different levels. If you'd like a PDF of the song sheet, You Are My Sunshine, and the tablature for the melody, buy me a coffee. See how to do so in the video description below, and I'll email one over to you. Alternatively, join me over at my Patreon page, where all my tutorials and accompanying PDFs can be found in one place. The link for this can also be found in the video description below. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.